One day, she ran from her family, from her friends, from the broken pieces left by her parents' bitter divorce. She stopped going to school, ignoring every chance to repair her future. She wanted only escape. She traveled far, letting distance bury the guilt she carried. Exhausted and hollow, she checked into a small, dim motel for a one-week stay. The walls were thin, the hallways too quiet, and the air felt heavy as if the place had been waiting for someone like her. At night, she heard footsteps outside her door, slow, careful, as though someone knew she was alone and fragile and wouldn't be missed. As days went by, her family and friends visited her one by one, each carrying the same quiet hope. Her sister came first, sitting beside her and holding her hand the way she used to when they were young. The next day, her mother arrived, her eyes soft and worried, reminding her that home was still hers, no matter how far she had run. On the third day, her father showed up, speaking gently, telling her that mistakes never erased their love for her. On the fourth day, her professor visited, encouraging her to stand up again and not abandon the future she once dreamed of. And finally, on the fifth day, her friends came together, smiling warmly, promising that they would help her rebuild her life if she would just come home. One night, an old woman appeared outside the window, her hair wild and her eyes shining with terror. She slammed her hands against the glass, screaming, "Get out of that house! Get out! Get out! Go away!" Her voice cracked with every shout, growing louder and more desperate, as if she wasn't warning a stranger, but begging someone she already knew wouldn't survive the night. The next morning, the old woman returned, her voice raw from the night before. She stood in the same spot, shouting again and again, begging the woman to leave that place while there was still time. But inside the house, she heard nothing. Her head heavy with an overwhelming hangover from last night's drinking, her senses drowned in the toxic haze she had brought upon herself. Outside, the old woman screamed her final warning, and this time, her voice cracked not from anger, but from the terror of knowing no one would listen. In the afternoon, a man appeared, silent, pale, and frighteningly still. There was something wrong in the way he moved, something unhinged in the way his eyes never blinked. He stood close to the window, watching her with a twisted grin, his fingers tracing the glass as if imagining how it would feel to break through. Then finally, the man managed to get inside the house. He slipped through the unlocked back door like a shadow with a heartbeat. This was the same man who had killed the old woman, the one who had been shouting warnings at the window. He muttered to himself nonstop, whispering fragmented sentences only he could understand. His hands twitched with a sick excitement, his breath quick and eager. He wasn't looking for help or shelter. He was hungry, hungry for fear, hungry to hurt someone. And now he had found her. The man killed the girl, just as he had done to the old woman who had lived in the house long before her. A sinister pattern, repeating itself within the walls that seemed to hunger for blood. The house had witnessed it all, its shadows thick with the screams of those who came before. And now it claimed another victim. If only she had listened to her family and friends, if only she had gone home and let them help her stand on her feet again, she wouldn't have ended up in such danger. Echoes of Wonder, The Window, created by Franco Murillo. Special thanks to Daisy, Latifa, and Liana. 2025 Echoes of Wonder. All rights reserved.